Hello and welcome. Thank you for taking the time. So I'm here with today's conspiracy theory. And before I proceed with that, if you are into conspiracy theories, then please subscribe and like, and also hit that notification button so these conspiracy theories reach you just in time. So first of all, my prayers and my heart goes out to the residents of Maui, how they lost everything to those wildfires. And I apologize if I may sound insensitive, but it seems fires are in fashion these days, from one end of the world to the other. Now, I told you in my one of early videos about HAARP, and it seems HAARP has become obsolete, and things have evolved into something much stronger and sinister. Let me ask you folks something. If you are into Bond movies, do you remember a movie called GoldenEye? If you've seen it, and if you haven't seen it, I would still recommend watch it. And after that, leave your thoughts and comments here. It was written by Ian Fleming back in the 70s, but how is it that every time we watch such movies within 10-20 years at the max, those things start becoming true? Now, there's a satellite launch almost every week, twice or three times even, if not every day. God knows what kind of arsenal sits up there. China had conducted a series of experiments, I think it was between 2000 and 2006. It's the concept of a resonance, how a pulse beam is directed towards tectonic plates beneath a certain region. And it works like, you know, how the tuning forks work when you're tuning a piano. The theory of resonance, that if one thing is vibrating, once the frequency matches, the other thing starts vibrating as well. The higher the frequency, the higher the vibration. So on this base, what they do is direct a pulse beam down towards the tectonic plates of a certain region, and that starts that resonance process. The higher the frequency, the higher the resonance, therefore higher the damage. I experienced this and survived it myself back in October 2005 in Pakistan. I was asleep, and it was around after 8:30 in the morning, and I don't know the exact time, but I was awakened by violent jolts. But one thing I noticed was an earthquake will sway you side to side. This wasn't swaying, it was jumping as well. It was like my bed was being pushed from under and I was on the top floor. The vibration and this swaying was so violent that it blew open my locked door. Hundreds of thousands of people died, buildings collapsed. If you Google it, the earthquake October 2005 in Pakistan, you'll see what kind of devastation it had caused. Mountains incinerated in our northern areas where the origin was being detected. Whole cities just slid from the valleys into total rubble. Mountains, they moved. There were lakes, natural lakes that were formed as a result of this seismic activity, but nobody deemed it as anything they had seen in the past. Now, they watered it down to a Richter scale of 8.3, but in real it was above 9. It is still etched in my mind, and the aftershocks continued until 36 days after this disaster. So imagine this, that these things are up there that can use natural phenomenons as a weapon now. Now, this concept of directed energy, if the theory of laser, we just put it aside, if the theory of HAARP, we put it aside, you know the concept of a magnifying glass or a reflective shield that can direct the sunlight towards a certain point. If you're sitting in the sunlight, it's not hurting or the grass or the trees. But if you get a magnifying glass, remember the games we used to play with magnifying glass when we used to be children. We used to direct them towards dried grass or parts where it would start smoldering and then catch fire. You think it's not possible up there with the technology that we have now? Laser is a reality. Directed energy is a reality where we have seen dozens and dozens of demonstrations. So I will say technology is a bliss till it gets into the wrong hands. All of this is to drive people out towards specific locations like herding sheep. Why do you think the issue of refugees is all of a sudden overflowing almost every major part of the world? European Union and North America being on the top. I will leave you with this for now. In my next video, I am going to cover what is the origin of WEF and the actual sinister agenda that is now at play, and when did it start, and who is actually involved in it. So stay tuned for that. Stay curious. Until then, God bless you. Take care. Bye for now.